Network of awareness makes your brain coherent. One of the fastest growing podcasts. You can hear it 24/7. Got listeners out in London, informationalists in Paris. Echo spreading out, no parrot. Just dissect, digest, and share it. The righteous rhymes hit the spirit. Click 90 times, it won't perish. Cause y'all's the mind ain't no fairy tale like the Valley our parents. It's time to rise, don't get wary. United minds, it's apparent. Download every single errand, but most ain't fit to catch it, even if they were Larry. Interviews, the interludes, they into you, taking you on a journey like no other. It places you in a state of awareness. It's your fault if you hate the truth, cause Yahweh's on his way, my brother. Better change your views. All praise to Yah.
Hello, positive people. You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness podcast radio station, giving you in-depth information on society and culture in America and abroad, with messages of inspiration, with keen insights, reputable interviews, and much more. So now, without further ado, your host of the Network of Awareness podcast, Aura, the informationalist.
Yes. Peace and greetings, people. Or the informationalist, owner and founder of the Network of Awareness. And welcome to this live show on Faith Over Fear Friday. This episode, 45, Keep Your Arms Covered, is brought to you by A1 Career Services, where your opportunity begins. Check out a1careerservices.com and allow Danita Britton to get you proper staffing for your company, or if you're looking for employment, put you in the right role and position to start your new opportunity. Today on episode 45, Keep Your Arms Covered, we're going to talk about a lot of things in regards to faith. We're going to touch on the science appliance, right? That's why I called it Keep Your Arms Covered, because the people are probably looking at this and saying, keep your arms covered. What the hell does that mean? It literally means exactly that. Keep your arms covered. Meaning you shouldn't be rolling up your sleeves and allowing somebody to put a foreign object and some foreign alien substance into your bloodstream. But the choice is always up to you. And either if you have the spiritual eyes to see what's going on or not, that's where we're at in the days of revelations, in the days of spiritual warfare that's constantly increasing. So faith is a test that never rests. I had to put it on the show today when I came up with it yesterday. So let me put it on the show, and then eventually we will make that into a t-shirt. Because I'm going to have a lot of different sayings like this on t-shirts. But it's so true. Faith is a test, people. It's a test that is now more testing than ever before. Now, have there been people in time that have been in similar predicaments? Absolutely. Because absolutely, when you look at the days of Noah, a lot of us are in those times again. And the 1/3, from my perception, is operating equivalent to how Noah was operating in getting prepared for the flood. And there are many of us that are getting prepared not just for a flood, but getting prepared for the worst possible situation that could possibly happen on the planet. And eventually it will. There is going to be calamity. There's going to be chaos. There's going to be anarchy. There's going to be a lot of things that are going to shift the way things are done on this planet. So these are the things we're going to talk about today, because faith is a test that never rests. And since it is Faith Over Fear Friday, we do play more music on Fridays. So we're going to definitely keep that going. And I want to give a shout outs to everybody that's going to be joining the chat room and trickling in. Normally when I put out a promo, people come in quick. I notice when I don't put a promo out, nobody's in the chat room right away. But with that being said, let's start off with some music and we'll get it popping, okay? So, brothers and sisters, welcome to episode 45. Keep your arms covered. Let's go.
Even the king allows himself to hope for more than glory. Such mad hope. But there it is. Against Asia's endless hordes, against all odds, we can do it. We can hold the hot gates. We can win.
Peace, brother. I don't have a lot of time, Take. They got the dogs on me. You know, they really trying to get me to take this science appliance, brother. And you know I'm not doing that, man.
Oh, where you at?
Not doing it. I'm in an undisclosed location right now. Up in the nature spot near that cabin I used to go to. But they got the dogs tracking me. They got the satellites. So they eventually gonna get here. I got it barricaded, you know what I'm saying? Because the only way I'm taking that jab is if I'm in a bag, brother. So Take, I just want to tell you this before anything else happens, and I want to get this out to you and let you know. Alright, brother, Take, you're at the door. I gotta tell you, just listen, brother, just listen.
Now it's time to get out your own way. Allow Yahweh, today is your day to amaze in many ways. Cause it's just another phase in this infinite space where Yah be giving us grace. I'm working the race with diligent praise, unwavering faith. I'll be damned if I stray from Yah's will and embrace. Man sealed his fate with his ignorant ways. The world is disgraced, vibration has raised at a very fast pace. I'm present today in high frequency waves. No more being enslaved, all praise to Yahweh. A Hebrew warrior from the land of the brave. From the cradle to the grave to my very last day. Send a serpent to his cave, God favored my way. Never fearful or timid, it was written and given. No religion, division can stop a messenger that's fulfilling his mission.
Only get worse before they get better. But the storm ain't meant to last forever. Even when the light is dim, the sun finds a way to shine again. Things are getting ugly, things are getting cold. But I know it's best to stay in my zone. And I can't stop now. I can't stop now.
Hey, I can't stop and won't stop, I gotta keep propelling. Final destination is a room in the heavens. Diligence and militance, His will is my medicine. I can live without a half, but His love is my everything. COVID is on the road, got the world on its toes. So many sheep with their eyes closed.
Hey, sir, would you like to take the jab?
Man, kiss my ass, stop living by what the news told you. You got injustice, brutality saturating the streets. Blood spilling for no reason, thanks to the police. Meanwhile, syringes are being taken with speed. Can't do it, you ain't sticking no vaccination to me. Despite all the chaos, I still manage.
Mumbo Jumbo.
All right, we're back. So, as I mentioned today, the episode 45, keep your arms covered, right? So, I'm speaking metaphorically, and I'm also speaking directly to people. And don't allow anybody to intrude on your health and your well-being, spiritually, mentally, physically, across the board. So let me get right into it. because these are some of the things I didn't get to cover the other day. So we're going to cover some of it now. Besides talk about why faith is so important on Faith Over Fear Friday. But this has to do with the WHO, which is the World Health Organization. And they are behind the FDA scheme which is the Food and Drug Administration here in America, to skip all future clinical trials for COVID science appliance. The future framework is coming from the World Health Organization, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is the biggest voluntary contributor to the WHO. So Gates is likely directing this play. Likely is it's highly likely. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration tomorrow, which this is an article I'm reading. So this was as of June 28th. The scheme that would allow Pfizer and Moderna to reformulate CACA-19 mRNA science appliances into perpetuity without conducting clinical trials on the new science appliances that will be coming out. Remember I told you this back in 2020 and 21 that they got 86. They got 86 different types of science appliances that will be distributed throughout the world. They've already started. It says that to tell the FDA to vote for future framework, late Friday night or late Friday afternoon, the FDA released its agenda for the Science Appliance and Related Biological Products Advisory Committee meeting that would vote on the Orwellian future framework on the 28th. Then on Saturday morning, the FDA released a brief document in connection with the scheme to end sciences as we know it in the connection with future CACA-19 shots. Now, in this article, they are going to explain in this brief document what is likely happening at the meeting and what can be done about it. The briefing is 18 pages of text, 1.5 line spacing with just 19 references, 9 out of which are preprints or from the CDC's in-house newsletter, Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report, which means there are no peer-reviewed. And any true believer in the narrative could have written this in a few hours. To base an entire future of CACA-19 shots on this glorified undergrad term paper is madness. But all of it is madness. It's been madness since the very beginning. This whole shit has been a big shit show. And that's why I always relate it to spiritual warfare, because how can you not see that it's spiritual warfare when you got something that is so far out there? That shit is out there beyond the fucking woodworks. And you bring this to the attention of what you would think is people with common sense and critical thinking skills. But yet, they bring this bullshit and everybody eats it up, or at least almost everybody eats it up. Fix my mic here. Almost everybody eats it up. And then if you don't eat it up, like everybody else was doing, they looking at you like you the fucking space cadet. When in actuality, they're the fucking cadet. They're the one that needs their cord to be cut so they could be released into orbit and fucking alleviate us normal, spiritually operating human beings with their DNA intact, leave us the fuck alone. But yet, the majority of people around the world, not even just here in this whack-ass place called the United States of America, but also around the world. And there was a lot of people that rolled up their fucking sleeves and allowed people to, allow people to inject them with something they didn't even know what the fuck it was. But they put all their faith in man. And that's what happened. Man had other plans for them. So, even though the April 6th meeting was presented as an exploratory initial conversation that reached no conclusions whatsoever, the future framework is now being presented by the FDA as a done deal. The core argument of the briefing document is hilarious, or rather, it would be hilarious if not a plan to permanently institutionalize genocide and hide the evidence. That is a very powerful statement because it is a plan to permanently institutionalize genocide and hide. This whole thing has been about hiding, but they're hiding in plain sight. Because if I tell you to sign a paper and I have a list of, let's say, just 15 or 20 different things that can happen to you, and if these things happen to you besides death, you can't hold me accountable for that shit. That is insanity. That shit is a fucking glitch in the matrix. This is a glitch in our dimension. But yet, most people didn't question it at all. And that's when I, seeing things with my spiritual eyes, was like, oh, shit's about to go down. Like this is about to get real thick, and it's about to get real serious. And I've been taking it serious ever since. And ever since, listen, let me tell you something. Ever since a couple of my cousins tried to shit on me on a text message back in March, I haven't really spoken to my family. And I'm okay with that because I'm not looking so stupid now. I'm not looking so crazy. But back then, when I was just mentioning about the 5G and trying to educate them about the bullshit that was going to go on, they didn't want to hear it. They're more content with hearing their pastors talk some shit about God is good all the time. And, you know, and the fucking rapture and that Jesus with his fucking, you know, powdered skin and blue eyes and fucking gay ass hair is going to fly from some fucking cloud and save everybody. They'd rather run with that shit than actually get some real fucking truth. But I'm at the point now to where the Most High has woken me up to not have a lot of empathy for shit that don't make sense. It's like, why give your energy to shit that don't make sense? And especially not it just making sense, but us as spiritual people, just like back in the days with our ancestors, when there was something in the fucking jungle or in the woods, when there was something drawing near that they knew was not good, they made preparations to deal with that shit. And we doing the same thing today. We made preparations. We made sacrifices. And salute to all you people that made those challenging sacrifices. Because I salute people that had really good incomes that were supporting them and their families. And then those same businesses and companies that put them in a bind by saying, hey, if you don't get this, we're going to have to let you go. And they said, fuck it. Let me go. Because I'm not putting that shit in my body. I love myself too much and I love my family too much to put that fucking satanic serum in my bloodstream. And now the proof is in the pudding because now everybody's fucking blood is looking like fucking Jell-O pudding. It's fucking disgusting. And no matter how much proof there is, you still got people wanting to get more and more. And I say, let them. Because it's that same concept. We're better off not having these people around. Because these are the same type of people they're going to tell you to fucking change the course of your life forever. I'm not going for that shit. And that's why this is called Keep Your Arms Covered. Don't let nobody intrude on any vein or any muscle tissue and try to inject you with straight death. So let's continue. Number 1, the Gaga 19 shots work great miracles. Really? Incredibly effective. Boy, howdy. How do they work well? Oh, you got roosters? 2, total home run. These rarely even have a 10-week of data showing that they might help old people. What more evidence could you want? Number 2, okay, well, it depends on what you mean by work. These fucking inoculation shots do not stop infection. That's been proven. Transmission or hospitalization or death, or even though that's why we license them. Any protection wears off fairly quickly, but it's not our fault. And that is trademark, because that is why this wily virus trademark mutates too fast, and no one told us that it would ever mutate. And then number 3, these shots must be reformulated, but we cannot possibly ask Lord Pharma to do the proper clinical trials even again, because we already know that these shots work great. And they got to make their money too. The briefing that they had for this future framework, right? And what if you're just coming into the show, future framework is basically the framework of doctrine that is going to give approval and the green light for more shots to be given and distributed, but without having the process of having to go through clinical trial. And this is what's crazy, people. And I've talked about this many of times on my shows with other professionals that have been on the show. Clinical trials, you know how long they take? They take anywhere from 9, 10, 11, 12 years. 6 or 7 if you're lucky. But most of the time, it takes up to 10 years for things to go through the proper phases of clinical trials to deem something safe. But I'm going to tell you something else. Even the ones that they've done that with have not been safe, even when they've done the fucking 10 years. That's why we got a lot of people that have children that have autism. 9 times out of 10, when there's people that have these certain illnesses, like I know a woman who had 2 children back to back that had autism, and it's because she gave them the shot. Now, not every child that has autism is because of a certain immunization shot, but there's a great percentage of them. And you also have Down syndrome being an adverse reaction to a lot of these shots that they deemed as safe. So now you have Moderna, Pfizer, and Novavax are all developing reformulated Gaga-19 shots. But they know that the FDA is not going to look at health outcomes, so they are going to go to great lengths to jack up the antibody response. And people, what they're going to great lengths really is that they're going to make these shits more potent so it gives you more guaranteed death. That's all they're going to fucking do. Because you still got a lot of people that are walking around with mild adverse reactions. But I'm going to tell you something. That doesn't mean that they're out like Dr. Fuckus would say, they're not out the woods yet. Best believe those people are not out the woods. I know some of them. Some of them are in my family. They're not out the woods. There's things going on with them, though. They're just not talking about it. And then there's others that they caught the fucking death quick, and then some took about 6 months to a year. And then there's some that didn't die. They got shit like anaphylaxis. They got Bell palsy. Oof. Ugh. Even when I say that shit, it hurts. Hurts my face to even say that shit. Imagine really having it. Ooh. Faith, I'm going to go back to this. Faith is our test in this lifetime. It's one of our biggest, if not the biggest test spiritually, is our faith. And it's because of the lack of faith in the Most High, the lack of faith in something that's actually real. People put too much faith in other people. And it wasn't just doctors. It wasn't just nurses. It wasn't just the CDC or the FDA or the WHO or the USA or the NWO or the WBC or whatever. It was fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, nephews, cousins, friends, co-workers, grandma, grandpa, papa, mama. It was fucking young, dumb motherfucking kids that are influential. YouTubers, podcasters, celebrities. It was all these fucking people that other people decided to go along with the bullshit. It wasn't even the ones at the top. It was the ones that fucking stay with you, that know you, that hang out with you, that eat fucking Thanksgiving dinner with you and Christmas and Easter and all those other fucked up holidays. Those were the people that you followed when you decided to take this fucking poison. And it is at this point, if you are listening to this show and you still decide to get that, I'm like, hey, you know, what do I say to a person like that? There's nothing to say. You can't. We're at a point right now where we shouldn't even, like, I don't even get upset no more. I used to like see people with masks in their cars and walking around. I don't even get like, I used to get mad. I used to be like, look at this fucking asshole. Now I'm just like, whatever. I don't show any emotion to it because at this point, I'm trying to transcend. I'm trying to ascend to a higher frequency, a higher dimension. I can't get stuck in that third dimensional. Matter of fact, I don't even think it's third dimensional. I think that's just very 1 or 2 dimensional thinking. That shit is not even 3D thinking. That shit is like low level shit. So I can't even give it attention, which will give it energy, because it's like it is what it is. And the only thing I'm mad about myself on that damn plane ride that I took was I should have asked for a fucking blanket, because they do have blankets that you can ask for. I remember that back in the days. And I felt like, damn, I should have asked for a fucking shield, a mask, and a blanket and just covered myself the whole entire time this fat fuck was coughing on me. And the only reason I didn't say shit is because I didn't want to cause a commotion. I didn't want to be that dude that I play the segments of. And then you're like, oh, that's fucking Aura on the plane, wigging out, getting arrested, getting choked out by the fucking, the air police and shit. Air marshals. But I take this shit seriously because many of you know that 60% of my content that has been presented on my show since I started 2 years ago has been nothing but this shit. 60% of it. I've done the math. I'm really passionate about this shit. I feel like this is one of the reasons why the Most High wanted me to be a messenger at this time. Because back in 2012, I saw all this shit happening. I didn't know what the fuck it meant. I didn't know it was going to be identified as Scott Got 19, but I saw all of it. I saw the planet. I saw the United States lit up in red. I saw all the death numbers and tolls. I saw all the infections, but I didn't know what it was. It wasn't presented to me in my vision as something that, okay, here's this, and that. It was just shown to me. And I'm just looking like, what the fuck does this mean? I couldn't put 2 and 2 together, but then eventually I did. And I don't think it's a coincidence that I talk so much about this because it was probably the Most High putting it in my spirit at that time to let me know, like, I'm making you aware of what's going to happen in the very near future. I truly believe that now. It's a lot of shit I saw from the year of 2010 to 14. Oh man, I had so many types of vivid fucking dreams and meditation stuff and visions and just, oh man, it's crazy. The only thing I didn't do is astral plane. That's the only thing I didn't do. But I experienced everything else. And looking back on that now, I can understand why I'm so passionate about it. Because there's just something about it where it's like, this is some serious shit. This shit is right now, this is wiping out a lot of people, man. A lot. So we got to be aware and righteously prepared, right? Shout out to Brother Landon at Righteously Prepared. So it says, I'm just going to go through this briefly, and then we'll take an intermission. But what I wanted to just present from this article as well is about these companies. So it says Pfizer tested a double-strength dose, 60 mcgs of mRNA instead of 30 mcgs. 60. See, so this is what I'm telling you. They making shit more potent. Even though they had previously ruled out higher dose because of safety concerns. So the antibody levels are through the roof now. But the FRBPAC admitted on April 6th that there are no known correlates of protection, meaning the antibody levels do not tell you who will be immune. So these antibody measures are medically meaningless. Sane people realize that if you're turbocharged, the immune system responds. You may also turbocharge adverse events. But the future framework allows pharmaceutical companies to skip clinical trials altogether. Why? Why, if something has to be looked over and examined and trialed and tested and tried and tested and tried and tested and tried for a 10-year period, you're like, fuck all that. Fuck the 10 years. Just put it out. Here, just drink this shit. Like, right? When you used to go to parties, or some of you did go to parties or the club, and your friend would be like, yo, here, just drink this shit. What is it? Oh, just drink it. Next thing you know, you all fucked up. You just drank some fucking fruit punch that has 11. That's how we used to do in New York. They used to make these fucking punches in the fucking bathtubs with plastic, right? They would sanitize everything, put the plastic in there, and then they would drop in like 5 different types of vodkas, 3-4 different types of whiskeys, and all types of shit. They would be like at least, I would say, 10 to 20 different types of liquors, all mixed in with some fucking Kool-Aid that was sweet as fuck. So when you would drink it, the shit tasted like juice. It was like, it tasted like it had no alcohol. But meanwhile, you're getting a fucking overload of liquor. So one cup, one little plastic fucking cup, like one of those water dispenser cups, something like that would get you fucked up. And what people would do, they'd be like, here, drink this shit. What is it? Just drink it. And that's no different from this. People are like, but whoa, what is in here? Just take it, man. Just put it in your fucking arm and shut the fuck up. That's what they're basically doing. Why? I'll tell you why. It's called Agenda 21. And there is an operation that's been in effect for decades, if not centuries, for a plan to depopulize and also centralize the power structure. And it's called the One World Order beast system. And if you didn't know, you know now. So let's take a brief intermission. and we'll come right back. This is Faith Over Fear Fridays, baby. Episode 45. Keep your arms covered.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
Shout outs to all the brothers and sisters in the chat room. I see y'all. Let's go.
It comes a time when we gotta praise the Most High. It comes a time when we repent in the Lord's eyes. We've been traumatized, we just weep until we sore eyes. Don't cross that line or we gotta let the sword fly. It comes a time when we gotta praise the Most High. It comes a time when we repent in the Lord's eyes. Been traumatized, we just weep until we sore eyes. So don't cross that line when we gotta let the sword fly. All praises to the Most High. First off, I just want to say that every single day a blessing, so I'm really stepping, trying to find my way back. Counted the cost, repented the flaws, I'm trying to live. Yeah, the kingdom of heaven abroad. Have hope in my dreams, I pray I don't fall. I pray for the ones who is lost. I'm feeling the sorrow of times. I'm looking on up in the sky. I'm seeing a lot of the signs. It's either repent or you die. Cannot be walking two sides. Choose to stay who you ride for. Cemented in faith till I die. You don't really wanna fall off. Keep your head up. Keep my sword with me with armor. We won't let up. Sharpen up your brothers, others who we care for. Always shine the light for the Most High in Christ. It comes a time when we gotta praise the Most High. It comes a time when we repent in the Lord's eyes. We've been traumatized, we just weep until we sore eyes. Don't cross that line or we gotta let the sword fly. It comes a time when we gotta praise the Most High. It comes a time when we repent in the Lord's eyes. Been traumatized, we just weep until we sore eyes. So don't cross that line when we gotta let the sword fly.
I wonder why we was created, but later I got my answers. Was searching scriptures daily, trying to get rid of this cancer, the spirit. Bearing witness, I live these holy commandments. Repent, or you gon' perish. Destruction is way too scary. Every day I wake, I give all praises to the Most High. Living in this lie, learn the truth, or you gon' die. Ain't much time left, the Savior coming, looking to the sky. It ain't no disguise, gotta armor up my own mind. Gotta get it, spirit dripping, these gifts don't got no limits. I'm just wishing I could live in that holy kingdom with them. Focus on the mission, eyes locked in tunnel vision, no paganism. We truly follow Christ, that real Christian.
It comes a time when we gotta praise the Most High. It comes a time when we repent in the Lord's eyes. We've been traumatized, we just weep until we sore eyes. Don't cross that line or we gotta let the sword fly. It comes a time when we gotta praise the Most High. It comes a time when we repent in the Lord's eyes. Been traumatized, we just weep until we sore eyes. So don't cross that line when we gotta let the sword fly.
Praise to the Most High.
Let's stay to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom.
Hardly ever say much, but they do whatever I say. Yeah. Every time I pull up in the driveway, she be like, oh my Yahweh. I hardly ever say much, but they do whatever I say.
How you do?
Every time I pull up in the driveway, she be like, oh my Yahweh. Hopscotch on your planet. Why you all up in my space? I hardly ever say much, but they do whatever I say. Yeah. Every time I pull up in the driveway, she be like, oh my Yahweh. Hopscotch on your planet. Why you all up in my space? All these battles that I face, which I go proceed at a high rate. I watch them migrate and hide, cause when I rap I really hydrate. Catch a wave while you thugging out. And God is a woman, she love me wow. Make you spark your inner Noah's Ark. I got a flow that will flood your house. Every day is celebration. She roll it up, no hesitation. Sativa, I got from Shiva. Guarantee infinite elevation. There is love in the air. Release a ether, watch it linger. Middle fingers in the air, if you got a middle finger. I had to let go of the past, cause I crave a better future. Now my homegirl got an ass, and she meditate like she Buddha. She got the sauce like picante, we got the sauce like BBQ, we got the sauce like tomatoes. Escape from hell like I'm Kratos. I hardly ever say much, but they do whatever I say. Every time I pull up in the driveway, she be like, oh my Yahweh, hopscotch on your planet. Why you all up in my space? All these battles that I face, she Fetty Wap, she come my way. She swerved for me on the highway. I'm higher than life and God's ways. I'm trying to live, you a zombie. I pay my bills like I'm Cosby. I grind, kick, flippin' ollie. They witness how I be so gnarly. Back to the future like Marty. You're a slacker, McFly. My flow will approach your MK Ultra. I'm hacking your mind. Just let me be, or be left behind. Better climb your ladder. My flow antimatter. Vibrate through your spine.
In the mix.
Shout outs to all the brothers and sisters in the chat room. Shout outs to all the people listening outside. Shout outs to all the people around the world that are gonna download sometime. Welcome to Faith Over Fear Friday. And you are tuned in to the network of awareness. When you live in the present, there's always an opportunity for a new beginning. Faith is our test, people. Shout outs to all the states throughout the U.S. that have been supporting and downloading the network of awareness, spreading the word, helping us grow. Please, peace, peace, peace and plenty. Forever favors to South Carolina, Maryland, Mississippi. Peace to all the brothers and sisters in New Jersey. Shout outs to my girl, Aura J. Shout outs to all the peoples that support out in Nevada, Arizona. Shout outs to brother Oxakai from Alpha Talk Series and 101 with Oxakai. Let's go. And forever favor to all the brothers and sisters in New York, Illinois, California, Texas, Georgia, Louisiana, and Florida. Let's go.
Listen, I ain't running any more of these 3-a-days, okay?
Well, what I got to say you really don't want to hear, because honesty ain't too high up on your people priority list, right?
Honesty? You want honesty? All right, honestly, I think you're nothing. Nothing but a pure waste of God-given talent. You don't listen to nobody, man. Not even Doc or Boone. Shiver push on the line every time, man. You blow right past them. Push them. Pull them, do something. You can't run over everybody in this league. And every time you do, you leave one of your teammates hanging out to dry. Me in particular.
Why should I give a hoot about you, huh? Or anybody else out there? You want to talk about a waste, you the captain, right?
Right.
Captain's supposed to be the leader, right?
Right.
You got a job?
I have a
job. You been doing your job?
I've been doing my job.
Then why don't you tell your white buddies to block for Rev better? Because they have not blocked for him worth a plug nickel, and you know it. Nobody plays, yourself included. I'm supposed to wear myself out for the team? What team? No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look out for myself, and I'm going to get mine.
See, man, that's the worst attitude I ever heard.
Attitude reflect leadership.
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 Yeah. Faith over fear Friday. Attitude reflects leadership. Ain't that the truth? So, since it is Faith over fear Friday, faith is a test that never rests, and faith is our test. It's important that we pass these tests of faith, especially when it comes to the fucking Caca 19 science appliance. So keep your arms covered. So let's continue, because there's some things that I want to reiterate on that I didn't go too deep into and I didn't cover. But remember, I talked about the Ninja variant this week, and we have, the Ninja variant is really the Omicron, but it's a mutated version of it. It's called the BA 0.4 and then the BA 0.5. But something to be aware of, brothers and sisters. It says that the FDA and these companies claim that the shots targeting BA 0.1 will be effective against their later variants. And this is where the fuckery comes in, because you have to ask yourself, how in the hell can you possibly premeditate and prepare for something that you don't even know what the fuck it is, supposedly, or allegedly, but in actuality, you can already establish a presence of preparedness so that when these so-called variants come, that you don't even know what they are yet, but when they do come, because you know that they will come, that you already have something in line to treat it. Come on, man. People are stupid, man. People are so fucking dumb. Like they have something, like I said the other day, this week, where I'm going to hone down on this, man. There's people that got a fucking spiritual screw gone from their fucking machine, which is the physical. There's something missing there. There's something missing there that you can't see, but you can see it when they do this stupid shit that they do. And then you got people that just reading that one statement, and if somebody from the FDA or CDC gave a presentation on this, just like that, putting out these bullshit so-called facts that don't even make sense, there's some fucking idiot that's gonna run with that shit, man. And the reason is there's been a lot of social conditioning for so many decades under this modern day technotronic era society. And this technotronic era society has now had a good 4 going on 5 decades to where most people have excuse me. Got a little dry throat there. I was going off, and my throat was like, "Oh, you need some water. Let me get some extra water." But back to what I was saying. Those people that they run with this shit, man, like they really take it seriously, but there's nothing there to support that shit. There's nothing, it's so clear that even kids can see it, but because their parents forced them into shit. There's a lot of kids that be like, I want to take that shit. The fuck I need that shit. I feel great. But it's off of this type of information that what I was basically getting to, people, before I almost had the cough, was that there's been a level when it comes to the technotronic era of manipulation and of also subliminal conditioning, with subliminal messages and as well as altering the level of people's perceptions. And also through the technotronic era, one of the biggest ones, and social media is has contributed to this problem, is that people's attention span is so short. And people want things instantaneously. And that's a big challenge because it causes major conflict spiritually. Because as we all know, brothers and sisters, when it comes to the means of how spirit operates and how the Most High shows us and teaches us and guides us, there has to be a great level of patience, because in order for something to truly develop, the law of gestation says that there has to be a certain time until it could be. And that is a universal spiritual principle. But you got people that want to rush it. And it's no different than what's happening with the whole the clash and the rioting and the bickering and debating over abortion. You got a lot of people that just like, yo, let's just kill these babies. I love killing babies. Like, I don't want to deal with that problem. Instead of thinking of ways of how can we have a society where people are responsible in how they approach sex and intercourse. It's that simple. If people were better educated and were taught to have more discipline, they wouldn't have to be abortions at all, because most people would be having children consciously and when they're ready and prepared to do so. You still would have your mistakes here and there, but it wouldn't be as rampant as it is now. Because that was a big thing growing up. You know, that was like a big stigma for the AKA hood rat in the hood. And it was the girl that was having sex with multiple men and then having children from multiple men. And there was a lot of girls that I remember growing up when I was just a young teenager and they were older, but they were like 22 years old with 4 kids and 4 baby daddies. Now, what's crazy is a lot of those girls had abortions too. I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny because it's like, damn, imagine if you didn't have those abortions. But that's how it is in the spiritual warfare times that we're in right now. We have a society that has no patience, no empathy, no consideration, and no conscious pursuit towards understanding who they are spiritually and understanding what their purpose is in life. And it's a big fucking problem. And it's one of the reasons why faith is now that barometer. It is that test. It is going to show if you are hot or if you are cold. It is going to be the thermostat. It is the barometer to basically identify the level of spiritual intention, if there is any spiritual intention at all, and any spiritual awareness at all. And those are the times we're living in. And there's 100 million different examples out there proving that to be true. And that's why I did that episode called Proof in the Pudding, because if the proof has ever been the pudding, it's right now when it comes to truth, when it comes to the Most High and what the Most High has been revealing to us right in our fucking faces. See, you still got the demonic forces still lying. You still got the forces of evil that are the masterminds of lies. They're still doing their thing. The only difference now is that now you got the Most Highest peoples. You got a lot of righteousness just coming out the woodworks from everywhere. Just things are happening. And that's what's making our lifetimes very interesting right now, because it's never really been like this, at least in modern day era. If you look back in the past 100 years, or even 150 years, it hasn't really been like how the truth is being, everything's being exposed. It was always the lie, the legacy of lie being embraced, not being questioned, going with it. You always had your couple of defectors here and there. You have whistleblowers for centuries and messengers and all that of truth. Now, it's a lot. It's now becoming a very, very great, evident opposing force that people can now see. It wasn't like that back then, because it wasn't even really a movement of having a lot of people connect to it. And even though a lot of people are connecting to this truth and are starting to expose all the fucking lies of the world, it's still a small percentage of us when it comes to the world. But that's all we need. But every single day, and let's not lose sight of this either, faith is always going to be the tester. And it's always going to be testing and testing. But as your faith gets tested, your strength, you get stronger. Your strength increases, is what I wanted to say. Your strength increases as your faith gets tested and you overcome the test. And you pass them with righteous colors. Let's take another quick intermission. It is Faith Over Fear Friday. So let's get it popping. And this is episode 45. Keep your arms covered.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk. Down, 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 it all comes. Down, 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 it goes all the way. It goes all the way. It goes all the way. Crashing down.
goes left before it goes right. But that's life, so you know how it goes, right? Tell you I done been through the mud and the dark nights. Always had a flow, but I've been through the bar fights. Not a big dog, but I got a big bite. Always been fly, I've been known to take flight. Learned all my lessons, never make mistakes twice. Never dim my shine, cause I've always been bright. Always been nice with the hand, so I know how to break a nigga down. Just in case a nigga come around, I'm ready. Once you get a nigga mental in that zone, I'm deadly. That's why I prefer to be left alone. You can't really tame a beast that is meant to roam feast. As long as my heart beats like a metronome. Graduated from the streets with a cap and gown. Even I know what goes up will come crashing down. Down, down, it all comes. Down, 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 it all comes. Down, 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 it goes all the way. It goes all the way. It goes all the way. Crashing down, crashing down.
Have you hated or ever been hated on? Watch how I debate this while I go and play the song. Am I wrong or am I right? While I'm writing, see it was written. Ha, I knock him out like I was Tyson. Ain't no tie, son, I've been down, down. See, I've been spitting for a minute. I am different, I'm the one. They say I'm gifted. I just want the big money to go and match the lyrics. Ha, and then you crash, burn, feeling like life cheated you from your last turn. Feeling like I was a bad sperm from the ex, bugging with the heat, yeah, mash burn. They notice the way I talk. I think they really hate me cause they know I'm from New York. I adolescent and caught. I swear I made it a sport. A Bronx nigga for sure. Spiraling down, I fuck out of here.
Down, down, it all comes. Down, 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 it all comes. Down, 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 it goes all the way. It goes all the way. It goes all the way. Crashing down, crashing down.
Righteous will do his will to the end. Yeah, the righteous will keeping faith till the end. Yeah, the righteous will. He that's righteous, let him stay righteous still. Only those with the ear will listen. Getting 1/3 is the only mission. If they don't wanna listen, let a fool stay a fool. Pretty soon they gon' wish that they paid attention. Cause Yah's coming swiftly. Just around the corner you can hear gunshots popping off. People losing their wits speed. Soon the USA, aka Babylon, will crash and fall. Much harder than the Twin Towers. 400 years of power, but it's Gentiles. Felt like eternity, but to Yah it was 10 hours. We about to get out of this island of sick power. 1/3 will prevail, 2/3 will get devoured.
For the longest time I've tried to wake up my folks, but now I realize their eyes were meant to be closed. So I gotta leave them alone.
I'm just saying,
just leave them alone.
You can't save them.
You can't save the world. You just need to leave them alone.
His soul has some good. I saw it in his eyes. He actually can cure when I spoke about Yah. For a second I thought perhaps I could make a difference. You can show the horse the water, but you can't make him sip it. It's got me reminiscing when I first came into truth. Thought I was better than folks because of what I knew. But after refinement, trials, and maturity, I've realized that I'm no better than he or she. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have, how much dollars you have. As long as you have Yah, everything will make sense. No need to get mad or pissed when the people you know hates the truth you spit. Cause the end is near, Yah's close and near. Adrenaline is rising high, citizens in fear. The truth isn't for everyone, no matter what you show. Just focus on Yah, he's the only way to go.
For the longest time I've tried to wake up my folks, but now I realize their eyes were meant to be closed. So I gotta leave them alone.
I'm just saying,
just leave them alone.
You can't save them.
You can't save the world. You just need to leave them alone.
sleeping, feeling so grateful when I'm waking up. I'm praising Yah, thank you Yah for him, I'm rising up. I got the family and queen that always stuck by me. A son that's already changing my life. They the reasons I feel alive. Why I smile, work my ass off. Yeah, I'm tired, but for them I really grind. Keep on working overtime. I know it's time that I'm gon' shine. Tribe of Judah, tribe of Levi. Meaning I'm royalty. Just gotta think like you kings and you queens. We are going so far. We kings and we queens. And we made it through it all. I'm floating up, been through a lot of trials. Yeah, we stay prayed up. We the chosen ones, so we keep going, keep praising Yah. Had to leave a lot of y'all behind. Thank you, Yah, for changing my life. My life I changed for you. Had to live, had to die, so you could build me up again. Reformed, I did. I made a lot of changes. Niggas saying that I'm changing, guess we see it different. Agree to disagree, I'm always gonna do me. Yeah, the truth is what I see. Why they keep hiding, but I see right through all the bullshit in this world. Reason why I use my mind to follow Yah. All my Hebrews understand me. Shalom. We are going so far. We kings and we queens, and we made it through it all. I'm floating up, been through a lot of trials. Yeah, we stay prayed up. We the chosen ones, so we keep going, keep praising Yah. Had to leave a lot of y'all behind. I'm floating up, been through a lot of trials. Yeah, we stay prayed up. We the chosen ones, so we keep going, keep praising Yah. Had to leave a lot of y'all behind.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just cause you don't like the way another nigga talk.
Yeah, we ready for war. Moving on one accord. Brethren at my side. We just gotta endure. Taking my thoughts and bringing to Christ. Throwing down imaginations. I'm just trying to stay patient. Stand fast, can't wait. Yeah, we ready for war. Moving on one accord. Brethren at my side. We just gotta endure. Dodging demons like the Matrix. I'm just trying to go home. Swore made it that truth. So I just gotta move on. Ready for war, ready for death if I go like that. So if I die, I pray that I die for the most High God. I can't turn around, I can't look back, so it's all out war. I'm seeing the path so narrow, careful to not fall. Get up for it's too late. Sun come with a blaze with a judgment. In that day won't see where the sun went all black like sackcloth and the moon blood. This is a warning to go and repent. This is a warning to seek out the Lamb. This is the point where you go and examine. Gotta stay patient, I'm looking inside. Trust the Most High with all of my life. I love all my brothers, we suffer with Christ. When it feel like death, just know that it's life. Don't give up, Christ paid that price. Don't give up, Christ paid that price. Yeah, we ready for war. Moving on one accord. Brethren at my side. We just gotta endure. Taking my thoughts and bringing to Christ. Throwing down imaginations. I'm just trying to stay patient. Stand fast, can't wait. Yeah, we ready for war. Moving on one accord. Brethren at my side. We just gotta endure. Dodging demons like the Matrix. I'm just trying to go home. Swore made it that truth. So I just gotta move on.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
Please just tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo.
All praise. Here we are back again, about to drop some facts again. Yahweh's word spreads like a fish's net for capturing those with an ear to listen, those who paid attention, those who stand bold like a soldier with their convictions, not quick to fold or throw in the towel when under pressure. They walk it like they talk it, they live the message, but depression's what most folks are facing. They got the vaccination, we in zombie land, pretty soon we gon' have to dance. Better keep that sword in your body, fam, place this far from aim. Babylon will burn down in flame, some deaths are better off real slow, so you can witness the pain. You tortured slaves, 400 plus years of pain, hung brothers up in the trees, swinging for days and days. Now this is your end of days, you looking so disarrayed. Try to cover your ears, but the truth still gon' penetrate. The hatred is strong, but races still want to imitate and integrate. Only Yahweh's chosen holy nation can ever be this great.
Yahweh's amazing. Before I eat, I'm saying my graces. I pray for knowledge and wisdom and peace. We dwell in greatness. 144,000 frequencies and vibrations. So don't give me amp. Go take a hike and camp like concentrations. Pull up my pants and send my genes to elevate genetics. I'm concentrating, no recess to dominate recessives. No car insurance, the way I swerve, they be like impressive. Stephanie Courtney know my flow is looking more progressive. My aura is a network full of awareness and gifts like Aura, the informationalist. Shout out my brother, take one. All these chances in life, don't hesitate and wait to take one. We are the true Jews, about to take off. Hitler knows we don't play soft. I pull up and let like 8 off. Watch a demon head splatter, give me back my platter that y'all just ate off.
Yo, remember what we talked about being something special as 1/3? Well, I feel like we're finally here. A righteous Wall Street, bro. Yes, sir, let's get it.
All praise to the Most High, this is only the beginning. Righteously preparing, raising our awareness. The social engineering, just faithful forbearing. Salute to those faith in it, kings and queens creating it. That's people awakening, 2/3 be forsaking him, 1/3 keeps on praising him. Putting all my faith in him, most people be faking it. Munching on some bacon bits, ignorance remains in bliss. In this life I came to win, righteousness I'm living in. Truth is the enlightenment, Yahweh's the embodiment of peace and redefinement. Elohim is in the science, go grown out for lions. Raising the horizons, frequency just heightens. Spirit always brightens, no fear can ever frighten. A man on the mission, living out his visions. Truth to the tradition, gaining all the wisdom. To be freed from the prison, transition with God's mercy. With the early worthy, realist, righteous visionaries.
Too many people live their life in sin. You gotta change your life before the very end. The signs of the times and we know it's coming. But I walk in this light of to and fro, you'll be running. See, I choose to serve Yahweh Elohim instead of pursue a life of finer things. So break free from vanity, iniquity, depravity, to free yourself from death and all calamity. Yeah.
Yahweh's with me, I be walking in my truth. I overcame my struggles, I'm the living proof. The truth's a weapon, just put it to good use. You can hang a lie by the neck, something like a noose. Y'all favor me, the real one, cause I'm a visionary. Committed to the truth, exposed to lies like a visionary. Tell them that the world that we live in is fucking crazy, so don't be moving shady, y'all's protecting his people.
The world is trying to back me up against the wall like a cat. Guess what? I'm clawing out of that. Big facts. Guarantee no pussies over here. When it all goes down, I'm negating all fear. You hear? Lend me your ear like a homeless man asking for $1. The irony in that 2/3 are going to holler, cause it's not gonna work shit. You dead. Put your body in the ditch if your ass cannot handle it. The elites is playing with us. Call it Squid Games. You decide if you want your brains falling on your lap and let the rats eat it. Just to be safe, no honor in that. I'd rather be with killers that spit facts. You would never see me selling my ass for some cash. Hollywood is gonna burn down and crash. I'ma be excited about this. No tear dropping when it really ends. It's about to hit like Goku fists. Good demons cannot block this.
funny how we went from whips and chains. Now the only thing we sing about is our whips and platinum chains. Instead of seeking the Most High, they'd rather seek the fame. So what's changed? They tried voting, they tried marching, and a damn thing changed. We still got burned and hung from a tree. Now you want to be a Mason of the 33rd degree. Yahweh never died on a cross, he died on a tree. So what's changed? I tell you what's changed. Now we know the truth. Hebrews are the chosen people, and Judah is the proof. Shalom, Barakatah, and salute.
Know you listening to the one and only Oxakai.
Yeah, Marquise, or we about to hit him with something they ain't heard before. Let's go. Let me talk my shit. The truth is the truth, no matter how you accept it. I'm a Hebrew king that Babylon has rejected. Morals and soul intact, never neglected. Fuck these rap industry niggas, yeah I said it. I'm stuck when I'm stuck with, cause I don't suck dick, I don't sell brick. It is what it is. The Most High blessed me with this gift just to spit and lyrically call you fake rappers on your shit. Blow for blow, let them know I'm ready to go. The difference between me and them, I still have my soul. Why sell it for a season when you promise tenfold? But niggas will be niggas, ain't that right, Momo? The truth is the truth, no matter how you accept it. There isn't like blood that's coded in my genetics. Bar for bar, so you can feel my kinetics. I know my purpose and my mission. Intercepted.
Babylon has did everything to try to keep it from me. They don't want to see me grow with the truth. Don't want me. The truth is the truth. I know my purpose now. Now I'm on a mission. Babylon has did everything to try to keep it from me. They don't want to see me grow with the truth. Don't want me. The truth is the truth. I know my purpose now. Now I'm on a mission.
In the age of low wages and raging races, haters are mad faces that haven't been awakened. Chasing oasis to be rich and famous. Abrasive vibrations can be real contagious. We all vagrants in a wasted matrix. So basic sensations have reached their apex. Time to give the hopeless a conscious facelift. In stages and phases of inspiration. So don't say shit, it's just confirmation. I'm giving directions to misguided strangers. So do yourself a favor, stop spilling blood on the paper. One with the creator, we don't waver from no danger. His purpose with no caution, no hoping in slow motion. A lot of painful emotions got me feeling explosive. But I maintain from implosion and stay away from commotions. And stick to the slogan to be chosen.
Babylon has did everything to try to keep it from me. They don't want to see me grow with the truth. Don't want me. The truth is the truth. I know my purpose now. Now I'm on a mission. Babylon has did everything to try to keep it from me. They don't want to see me grow with the truth. Don't want me. The truth is the truth. I know my purpose now. Now I'm on a mission.
Life is an unpredictable and amazing journey. Our ever-changing conditions within today's society and the constant new trends influencing cultures can become overwhelming, to say the least. But no worries. The Network of Awareness podcast radio show brings peace of mind in these challenging times. Follow us on your favorite podcast listening app and join our community of Network of Awareness at networkofawareness.com. All right, we are back. Press the wrong button here. Give me 1 second. Gotta quit this. All right, we back. And for this next portion of the show, I just want to kind of reflect upon for a brief moment here on what ties this in all together. Because yes, it's important to be aware of the propaganda when it comes to CACA 19, when it comes to the initiatives especially if you have children, right? Because if your children are still in school or whatever, this is going to have an effect on them. And then you're going to have to make some tough decisions on which direction you want to go when it comes to your child's education. And to shed some light on that, the beauty in that presently is that more and more families, and social media is proof of this, more and more families are starting to go in that direction of homeschooling. More and more families are getting together and actually forming alliances privately to where they're homeschooling their children as a community collectively. So I think it's a beautiful thing. And these are all what some people would call backfire, how this pandemic, there was a lot of backfire, and that backfire was backfire of righteousness, where shit didn't turn out so good for them, the perpetrators of this madness. But for those that combat it and actually evolve from it, and all these anomalies pop from it, it's a beautiful thing to see that. And that's one thing I want to focus on for this segment of the show, is because faith is our test. But when you're passing that test, you are in a great position to continue to pursue purpose and live a life that is meaningful. And I think that many of the people that listen to this show are a testament to that. You are a testament to the fact that you still have the opportunity to live a life of meaning when most people are not even having that opportunity no more, because it's being snatched from them based on unfaithful decisions or decisions that they made because they were lacking in faith completely or somewhat, right? Because you had a lot of people that was playing both sides. You know, I know somebody personally that knew somebody that was close to them, a real close friend. And the whole time, this friend is being educated by the friend and people that she knew and all that, and still wound up getting it. And didn't say nothing for a while until she had to say something in front of her friend, and it was a wrap from there. And you had a lot of people like that. You had people that were called the movable. Remember I did that show? I think it was back in 2021, the movable middle. Well, the movable middle is a term that they came up with in the medical tyrannical industry, where these are the people that are on the fence, and that they could be moved into the direction of getting the science appliance. You had a lot of those types of people, and a lot of them wound up getting it after a while. Like they held out for a while, and then they got it. And then some of the people that held out for a while that I knew of, when they did get it, they were some of the people that had the very rapid reaction. And some of the rapid reaction they had was either death or some very extreme, debilitating health condition, and also heart attacks and cardiac arrests and strokes. This shit is, you know, as I'm talking about it, I'm just thinking about all the death that I've seen, all the stuff that I've seen through different documentaries and people that have shared information with me for the past 2 years. It's a little mind blowing sometimes thinking about the world that we live in right now, how shit is coming together, how things are accumulating into something far greater that we know it's going to be bad. We just don't know how bad it's going to be. But you see, that's where the faith comes in, brothers and sisters. And I want to make sure that if there's anything that you take from today, is that faith, hold it with high regard. Wear it with a badge of honor and shine that badge, and make sure that you are very aware of it and you are promoting it and living it and being it, because that shit is important these days, man. It's important. I just think of all the death that has passed by us just in a short period of time around the world and in this United Shenanigans of America, man. It's crazy. But it's more important to understand that just like how a melanated man or woman growing up in the hood doesn't want to be a statistic in the United States of America. They don't want to be another statistic in whatever it is. It's the same thing, like we shouldn't want to be a statistic in the spiritual being experience, having the physical experience. We should not want to be a statistic. And the statistic that I speak of is being a statistic of failing in faith. Because now, those that lack faith are met with dire consequences. Now, a lack of faith and no faith will get you taken out. And it's happening. And you see, the agenda for depopulation right now is intensifying on mass scale because it has to happen. These people, I've said it before, it has to happen. And there's going to be the 1/3 resistance to it, and those that are not going to be affected by it like most society will. And that's it. It's really that simple. And it's showing this stuff is, if you have some type of awareness, even if you're somebody that doesn't watch the news or anything, or if you don't even watch social media, just living a normal life that doesn't have any of those distractions in it, you're going to see some shit in regards to this post. See, I can't say post. I was going to say post-pandemic. But I don't think we're in post-pandemic. I think we're in mid-pandemic. And we've been there for a while. I don't think we've left. You know? I think we're still in mid-pandemic. I don't think there's been post-shit. Only post there is what's his face? His powder face, Post Malone. That's about it. So before I go, I just want to say that since it's Faith Over Fear Friday, faith over fear, right, brothers and sisters? Faith over fear. And this is not a sermon. This is truth messages, live and direct on the network of awareness. Faith over fear. Faith is our test. It's the test that never rests. And while we're still in the flesh, let's not fall asleep and rest on this truth. Let's keep building it. Let's keep strengthening it. Let's work through whatever curses, if we have any, work through the curses with the favor, and have the favor strengthen your spirit so that you can overcome the curse. So use your favors to overcome your curses. So, brothers and sisters, that's all I have for today. I'm going to wrap it up. And I have so much work to get started later this evening and for the rest of the weekend on certain projects and stuff that I have going on. So good things are coming. And keep your faith up. You know, pass your test. You know, and understand that we're in spiritual warfare. So keep your arms covered and just be aware and prepared. So, brothers and sisters, when you live in the present, there's always an opportunity for a new beginning. And don't look for the light at the end of the tunnel, because the light is and always will be within you. So light up the tunnel and find your way through the darkness. All praise to the Most High. Peace, love, and light, and Barakatah, and forever favors. Let's go.
Sakai, or take one. There's only a mad time for this to happen. We about to hit you some bars to resonate with your soul. Bar Smiths, let's go. Let me talk my shit. American dream was nothing more but a mirage to keep you enslaved, controlled by the synagogues. They gave us a white man with blue eyes, called him God. Malcolm X started to learn before he sabotaged the truth that Muhammad Elijah was a fraud. The whole Islam nation, nothing but facade. You industry niggas is nothing but some cheap rods. Riding the balls of Satan, giving his dick a massage. America's Babylon, hidden in camouflage. Brotherhood recruitment and Masonic lodge. Triple scoops of the cold truth, that's how them dies. Taking shots that even Neil can't dodge. Land of the eagle, robbing you for your morals, promoting hair and evil. Heavily surveillance that every camera can see. GMO processing everything that defeats you. Wicked ways of the world is hidden.
Thank God I'm alive. This world's so empty, I need you with me everywhere I go. I'm fighting day by day and night. Hope you can spare my soul.
There is no world trade, now the world trades in pain. Is this an accident? It's more simple than strange, we trapped in it. Perhaps a tragic tactic, the form that makes us the sanction. Internet interactions, following your bad habits. No matter how much you making, they always got their eye on it. It's evident the government don't want a peasant resident become activist artists who owns business or residence. Cause sooner or later, we're residing right next to them, controlling your next of kin, teaching them the world of sin. They only learn the worst of it, every kid equipped with barcodes and biochips. Slowly we accepted it, pretending it's benefiting. But I didn't wanna know what you be heading and what you're getting and selling. Cause in Armageddon, your brother is overprotected. So you always say yes to him, he wants to be respected. When our service has expired, he'll get tired and we all be irrelevant.
Thank God I'm alive. This world's so empty, I need you with me everywhere I go. I'm fighting day by day and night. Hope you can spare my soul.
Hey. On the surface he's grinding, but deep inside he's crying, trying to keep his eyes on the prize to keep the Messiah smiling. All stacked against him, he leans on Yah to not fall to violence. And when he call on Yah, Yah responds with such flawless timing. His environment's filled with zombies, it's not the brightest. Finding ways to escape this place, he gets lost with rhyming. Using his gift to uplift, but also constant reminder that somewhere someone needs his songs to give all praise to Yahweh.
Don't worry, just don't worry. Yahweh, then Yahweh's gonna bring us home.
Hey, got the heart of a lion, armor all on his body. This shoot's the hardest thing ever, but still he costs the mileage. Deep in the trenches where wickedness prospers all the time. It's like the good gets punished just for doing what is smart and righteous. As the stars are aligning, Yahweh's calling his finest. All united, not divided. Tough road, but I think I'm alive.
Thank God I'm alive.
tuned in to the network of awareness.